The Oklahoma City Thunder just beat the brakes off of the Utah Jazz last night, securing them a spot in the NBA Cup and even the first seed, which gives them a rematch against the Dallas Mavericks, something that I'm sure fans alike and the players are waiting for after dropping that first game of the season to Dallas. So I am sure that they have this circled up and are like, look, we're out here for blood. December 10th, we're coming out here with a vengeance, and we're going to blow them out on our own court and then go over to Vegas and win the NBA Cup. Now, that's not the only reason that this has serious implications for the team. There are a bunch of other things, like the cash prize that we'll get into a little bit later in the video. But mainly, this is the closest thing to playoff experience that this team can get before the playoffs actually roll around. When you think about it, this team has only had one playoff series together, and it was last year when they got beat by the Mavericks in the second round, mind you. All right, so this is a rivalry brewing that they're excited to have in the NBA Cup. But this, whole experience, the Emirates NBA Cup, is going to be huge for them, all right? It's truly going to get them prepared for a playoff-like environment and atmosphere, especially traveling, having to go play in Vegas when they beat Dallas in the first round, all right? So we're going to break all that down, the performances last night in the win against Utah, along with why everything is so important for this Thunder team. Before we get into all that, though, I just want a quick moment to say that if you guys find yourself enjoying these videos, come back on a regular basis, or if you're new to the channel and you want to support, the best way to do so is by hitting that subscribe button. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead, get into today's video, talking about the matchup last night, why the, NBA Cup is so important, especially for some of our guys out here like Jay Will and our rookies. So we'll go ahead and get into that. First, I want to go into the performances last night, as granted, it was the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz are a rebuilding team. They're not that good. All right, we know this. But with that said, the performances we still put up against them, insane numbers. First, let's go ahead, start with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and J-Dub. All right, SGA, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. J-Dub, 28 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals, all right? And neither of them played in the fourth quarter. Those are insane numbers right there. Not playing in the fourth quarter, and you're still doing this? Come on now. Come on. They just blew the brakes off them doing that, okay? Let's go ahead and get into another guy here. All right, Isaiah Joe. I know you probably guys are probably having a hard time reading this right here, but he had 19 points, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 rebounds, and he went 7-11 from the field and 5 of 9 from deep. Isaiah Joe is finally back, but he's not the only guy that was really going off the entire time. We had guys like Cason Wallace having good games. Aaron Wiggins didn't play too bad either. Isaiah Hartenstein, even though I don't think he put up a double-double this matchup, but once again, like I mentioned, he didn't really play a whole lot of that game due to the fact that we were just blowing out Utah the whole time. We didn't have to play our starters. By like 4, 5, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, we just unloaded the bench. We got Brandon Carlson some minutes, Adam Flagler, all the guys that usually don't play, Dylan Jones. Those guys were getting minutes, all right, because that's how badly we were beating Utah last night. So it was huge for us, okay? We got those guys that experience out there on the NBA floor, and we secured that NBA Cup position. And it's kind of huge, all right? We're the 1 seed in the West NBA Cup, and it's Thunder versus Mavs in OKC. Trip to Vegas on the line. So like I mentioned, huge implications when you look at that. We have to beat Dallas if we want to survive and move on to Vegas, okay? Playing in Vegas is not guaranteed, but I do have faith that we can beat this team at home. Yes, we're not 100% healthy still. We still do not have Chet Holmgren. However, things are looking bright. Alex Caruso could be returning soon. All right. He's warming up in pregames all the time. He's looking good. Jay Will could be returning soon as well. And I'm sure he wants to play in the NBA Cup due to some comments that he had that we'll definitely get into soon here. But it looks like we're going to be looking, extremely healthy for this game. Pretty much have everyone that would be a key contributor besides Chet Holmgren, which I think even then we have a better team than Dallas. I think so. When it's all said and done, I think we have a better team than them, even with all that going on. So I'm excited for this matchup. We will be streaming it. It's not going to be on here. It's going to be over on Mavs Digest when that day comes, December 10th. Game's at 9:30 Eastern time, so guarantee you guys be there for that. We'll be streaming with him over there on his channel. So if you guys, usually watch him over here, or you're trying to find a watch along with some exciting commentary, back and forth banter, go check it out. Mavs Digest. All right, we'll be there December 10th for the game. There's some other things to talk about as well, like this right here. Let me zoom that in a little bit for you guys so you can see that. Thunder improved to 16-5, 3-1 in NBA Cup play. This kind of goes over some team stats that are really important to look at. Okay, we tied OKC record with 29 forced turnovers in this game. We had, I think, 18 turnovers in the first half. That's absurd right there. This defense is insane. And like I mentioned, I know it's Utah. I know it's a rebuilding team, one of the worst teams in the league. Doing this against any team is impressive in the NBA. At the NBA level, if you do this against any team, that's impressive. Along with a season high 18 steals, come on. This is without Alex Caruso, our second best defender. Can you imagine if he was on the court? We might have had like 35 forced turnovers and 21 steals. It would have been insane. Now, this was, at the time when the game just ended. Brandon tweeted it out saying, results of Sun Spurs and Grizz Mavs to see if OKC advances the NBA Cup. But next up for sure, playing Toronto on Thursday. We will be streaming that on here. I know I was supposed to stream the game last night, but some stuff came up, just ended up not having time to do it. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'll be better in the future. But like I mentioned, all right, game against Raptors, we have a pretty easy breezy schedule coming up here before the NBA Cup, and then everything will be okay. We'll be fine, rested. Surely we have Alex Caruso back. Jay Will might be back, and so that will definitely help us out with some depth, especially since Isaiah Hartenstein's been getting in some foul trouble lately. But like I mentioned, the defensive stats are insane. 29 forced turnovers and 18 steals against any team in the league. You got to look at that and be like, man, that's impressive. This team's scary. They can, probably do this against a bunch of other teams as well. Now, the final thing right here. All right, Jay Will, he had some, comments about it. All right. Originally, Clemente tweeted out, I wasn't, SGA wasn't at all until I knew we were going to win tonight, and then asked around. It's all too confusing. This is him talking about, the NBA Cup, if he knew the details and everything. But he also said Jalen Williams, Jay Will, has been super into the NBA Cup. Reminded them all day about the grand prize being money. And of course, Jay Will had to tweet that out with that money emoji. And so, like I mentioned there, all right, has a lot of huge implications for playoff experience. It's the closest thing to a playoff environment, and, traveling on the road and playing like elimination games as you can. Before the actual NBA playoffs roll around. So this could be valuable to a team like the Thunder, like they are right now, super young, not a lot of playoff experience, need to get as much, as a similar playoff experience as you can. I think SGA playing in the Olympics, SGA and Lou playing in the Olympics this summer, I think that definitely helped him out a little bit. We've seen it with SGA out in the court. He has some, kind of a new mentality out there, and I'm excited to see what it's like in the NBA Cup. But we also need it for guys like Dub, all right? I would say Isaiah Hartenstein, he's had plenty of playoff experience before, but it'd be nice to just get, that environment and get, kind of settled in with the other players and some other key contributors like rookies. AJ Mitchell, who's been getting some significant time with the team, he'll need that as well. Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, those guys will just need it. Cason Wallace. So it's going to be interesting to see. And then, like I mentioned, the payday. All right. Like Jay Will said, it's a grand prize of money, and it's $500,000. This is huge for a lot of our players because when you think about it, we have a bunch of guys on rookie deal steal or two-way contracts. Okay, so $500,000 is pretty much like half of some of these guys' salaries. All right, some of them are on minimum contracts. That's half their salary right there. They need this money. So if anything, let's not do it for the playoff experience. Let's do it for these guys that actually need this money, that would do so much for them on this squad. So let's do it for them. That's the basis of it right there. That's all I got for this video. Let me know how excited you guys are for the NBA Cup, and if you still understand it, or do you guys just kind of like, I don't care about the NBA Cup. Let me know now in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.